Hi, I'm Marty, and this is Tanya.
Hello.
And we're going to quickly do like a small TED Talk about why technology is important to us and why we became Swartz Creek 21 coaches. So I was going to ask Tanya what made her jump into trying out Swartz Creek 21.
Well, the first thing that came to my mind was I didn't want to get left behind. The year that I started, they called it TRIG, Technology Readiness Integration. I had a technology-rich group of students, and they were teaching me things. They knew way more than I did, and I thought, oh boy, I really need to learn this stuff so that, you know, my next group of kids will know how to do these things too. So that's what got me started.
And I know that both of us have had experiences where being a person who is helping others, I think that's been a big thing too.
Yeah.
We like being able to share what we're learning because we get excited about it. I know that's why I kind of became a coach, because I love to share what I learn. And I know that being able to help the kids when they're doing, because they are ahead of us, being on the same page with them because they're more digital natives than we are, being on the same page was a big thing, for me at least. But I think Tanya and I kind of wanted to share with you how the fact that I think some of us get scared when it comes to taking on these types of roles, and we're going to call it a role. But Kanya and I have kind of looked at it more as like, how are we learning? And we've kind of termed it as learnership, because we don't want to be known as leaders. We just want to be able to share our learning experiences with others, and if that's a positive for those around us, then we're doing what we have set out to do.
Yeah, we felt like there was like I don't know if this is the right word, but like a stigmatism. Is that the right word? I don't know. Stigma, yeah. Like around the word leadership, and sometimes you know, I'll be honest, sometimes you get treated a little bit differently, but and in the beginning that was kind of hard for me, but now it's really no big deal, and I think the biggest thing was that we share. Hey, hi.
So we're talking about stigma, and you were talking about stigma of being.
Oh yeah, just like the leadership. It gives some people a false sense of like, oh, if you're a leader, you know everything, and like you're higher up than everybody else, and that would be scary sometimes, and it's not true. And we don't think like that at all. I don't even really think of it as being a leader. I think of it as like a sharer, or like
somebody that shares their knowledge. Sharer, yeah. We're gonna coin a new phrase too, sharer.
And then sometimes you get asked to do more things because you are a sharer, and then it just scaffolds from there. But I think it's more about the learning that goes on in the process, and then you get excited about it, and then you just want to tell everybody. It's like, oh, check this out, this is so cool. And
that's how we've kind of got involved in it, was that we wanted to just share information with other people and share them what we're showing our kids, and be able to take that and pass that on to other people around us. So
when we ask you to, you know, is this something you think you're going to want to do? We don't want you to get stuck around that word leadership, and we want you to think of it more as a sharership or a learnership, where you're learning and you're sharing, and, you know, you're learning more from everybody else even that's around you. It's kind of like the teacher labs. They're the same way.
Yeah, it's a takeaway. What are you taking away from it that you can do to make, because that's how I look at it too, is I want to better myself. I don't want to just stay status quo. I want to better myself so I can better my students. So what can we do, and what can everybody around you do to make you better as an individual? So
yeah, and I think that's the one thing with technology, is that we realize that, you know, not just to get on the bandwagon or whatever, but when you use technology, there's so many more freedoms that you can give your students, and you're able to take more risks, and it's a quick, maybe a mistake or a quick fail, but you can usually, the thing about mistakes is they're fixable.
Right.
And you just learn that way too. And
yeah, there's no right or wrong way to try to incorporate the technology into your classroom. You find something that works for you. I know Tanya, when she first started, I think you started with Edmodo, wasn't it? And that's how you started. I'm sure you probably maybe even attended one of Tanya's district Edmodo classes when she started it. So that was what she started with. And I sort of started with just small chunks of, like with the Trig stuff, and just I did small digital portfolios, and I did just Edmodo as well, and a few other things in my classroom. And I think that's just finding what works for you and your balance that fits into your work schedule, and how you, and your comfortability. Is that a word? Comfortability?
Well, we're just making all kinds of words.
Yeah.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll. We just make words up. So I know the next part of this is going to be talking about how to change it from a role to a position, or position to a role. So hopefully this has helped out a little bit to kind of share our little background and tell you what we thought. So hope this...
Toodles.
Toodles.